I make no secret about it. One of my favorite guys in this business is James Gunn. I mean, the few times I've had the opportunity to sit down and chat with him and hang out with him, obviously he came into our studio that one time and hung out for like 3 hours with us. And I've just always liked him, a huge fan of his work. And I just think he's legitimately one of the nicest guys in the business. Well, you guys remember that one of my other favorite filmmakers the other day, Quentin Tarantino, pulled a really dick move. And without any provocation, without any leading, without any reason whatsoever, just decided to haul off and trash on Paul Dano. And then, by the way, he decided to drag in and throw a couple of other people under the bus who had nothing to do with the conversation whatsoever. And one of them was Matthew Lillard, who is a really nice guy and everybody in this business likes. And I ain't saying Matthew Lillard will ever win an Academy Award. Not at all. But to say he's like one of the worst guys out there. And of course, Matthew Lillard did an interview the other day where he's asked, how did you feel about that? He said, makes you feel pretty crappy. It really sucked. Like you're sitting there like one of the biggest, most prestigious names in the business just decided to publicly trash you. Well, James Gunn did something pretty classy. And we talk about some big things on here, but every once in a while, I just like cool little things that happened and kind of bring light to it. James Gunn got on his social media. Sometimes I worry about how active he is on social media, but he's very active. And he posted this. He posted, just a few photos over the years with one of my favorite guys and actors, Matthew Lillard, for no reason. Didn't mention Quentin Tarantino. Didn't mention the comments. He just said, for no reason. And like, first of all, there's a much more modern pic than this is another one. Like, they look like children. Man,
my God.
And then through time of just him posting pictures with Matthew, I just thought that this was a very kind, classy, not creating drama, not going, Quentin Tarantino doesn't know what he's talking about. He goes, here, just for some no reasons, here's one of my favorite people, one of my favorite actors, Matthew Lillard. But I just thought that was the epitome of class. I thought it was a really kind gesture. And I want to see more of this kind of stuff in Hollywood. You know what I mean? Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Aura. Guys, if you are anything like me, you swear every year you're going to be on top of your Christmas shopping, and then suddenly it's December 20th, the shelves are empty, and you're standing around in Target asking yourself, does my aunt even like candles? But this year, I am not doing that because of Aura Frames. It's completely saved me. See, I always struggled with what to get people in my life, but this year I'm going to give out a couple of Aura Frames, and it's hands down the most personal, meaningful gift that I can possibly give. And here's the best part. Aura lets you upload unlimited photos and videos. Plus, the frame comes in a premium gift box with no price tag, so it feels like a classy, well thought out gift, even if you bought it last minute. Guys, you can't gift wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. So for a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames named #1 by Wirecutter by using promo code CAMPEA at the checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code Campea. This deal is exclusive to our listeners and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in on time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning that we sent you at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Anyway, Rob, what did you think about this?
Well, James Gunn wrote Scooby-Doo.
I totally forgot about that.
Where Matthew Lillard played Shaggy.
Yep.
And it's like that's one of the places where James Gunn really began his studio career. He'd written like Dawn of the Dead that Zack Snyder did, and he wrote Scooby-Doo. So they've probably been friends ever since then. I used to know James a little back in the day because I worked on this movie with him called The Specials, and he's always been this kind of guy. I just want to actually give a shout out to director Brian Fuller, whose movie Dust Bunny is coming out, who also did a post with Matthew Lillard and David Desmalchian, who's in.
Yep. Who, by the way, is in this. Who's also in this picture.
Yeah,
I have here on my.
Oh yeah,
in the background.
Yeah, in the back, and
right in the back. Yeah,
they're all these people. They're all friends, And Fuller did the same thing, promoting Dust Bunny. Did a really funny thing with the Dust Bunny puppet, and I do think it's great when people do that because it's a way to support. It was a really. Look, I love Quentin Tarantino, and I love his movies.
And I will always be a fan of his, and I'll always look forward to his next film. I'm just very disappointed.
He was very nice to me once, and I just don't understand why he did that. And you know what's really funny? In There Will Be Blood, Paul Dano is supposed to be the kind of character that Quentin Tarantino accuses him of. Within the universe of that movie, he's kind of supposed to be that guy.
Listen, look.
He does great. You can't have that movie without him.
I don't care what Tarantino says. Paul Dano was pure bloody perfection in that movie. And he was just overshadowed by the greatest performance in the history of film of Daniel Day-Lewis in that movie. But Dano himself was brilliant in it. And by the way, let me double down on this again and just say, I have no problem. It's all subjective. If Quentin Tarantino didn't like his performance in it, I have no problem with that. My problem is with a director of the level of prestige that he is, unprovoked. It's not like if the interviewer had asked Quentin the question, you know, Mr. Tarantino, you've worked with a lot of actors, and so you've been around Hollywood a lot. Who are some of the actors that you really don't think are all that good? I still would like Quentin to say, I'd rather not answer that. But if he did answer it and said, well, I think Paul Dano's overrated, I think that, then at least you could say, well, he was asked the question, so he answered. It was completely unprovoked to just come out and just trash on Dano, trash on Lillard. And who was the third guy? There was
Owen Wilson.
And Owen Wilson.
Wow.
Who's not going to win any Academy Awards, but who doesn't love Owen Wilson? Anyway.
I don't know, man.
All that.
I mean, he's an auteur director, but yet so is Paul Thomas Anderson, and he believed in Paul Dano. And by the way, Wes Anderson believes in Owen Wilson clearly. So I'm just like, what are we doing?
And again, my problem isn't that Quentin Tarantino doesn't like them. Guess what? There's people I don't like. I don't come on my show and just start trashing them.
Right.
I don't know. There's that. Anyway, all this is to say, I love what James Gunn did. And I love that post, and I like seeing Hollywood doing stuff like that. So good on you, James. So guys, question is for you. What did you think of all this situation here, what James Gunn did? Anyway, whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.